Hello, happy Monday. Hopefully, you are having a great Monday thus far. So, this week the topic is going to be about self healing. So, I know it sounds loaded, but I have jotted down three steps that will really help with any uh, kind of trauma or pain that you're going through or that you've gone through in the past that maybe it's unresolved. Of course, it's more loaded than that, but this is just like three quick things so you can, like, say, hey, one, two, three, So the first is recognizing what is the source of the unresolved pain. Exactly what is it? So, for example, I'm hurt because, my dog passed away. I'm hurt because my boyfriend or girlfriend, betrayed me. They cheated on me. I'm hurt because, so actually identify why you're hurt, okay? So that's the first step. And then the second step is to accept without judgment that that you feel that way, and it's okay to not be okay. You know how sometimes we get hurt and we're like, you know what, I'm fine, I'm great, I'm not bothered. Yeah, you really are bothered. you know and it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to profess it to the world that you're bothered. That's something that you can deal with internally, if you have the option to do so. If you have people or a support system that you can trust, great, go ahead and talk to them if you feel comfortable doing that. Sometimes it's just too fresh and you just have to be with yourself sometimes, but if you have a support system, great. But just go ahead and recognize, one, that there's a problem, or why you're hurt. Two, accept what it is and say, you know what, I'm just feeling crappy about this. And the weighted step that requires all of the work is processing that pain. So that is doing all of that hard work to get through, where you can get on the other side to where you're feeling healed. So I try to give some examples sometimes. So one major example I can think of, like the first time I got hurt, like this was decades ago when I was in high school. My high school sweetheart, we were together for like 2+ years. Everything was great. And then all of a sudden, I paid attention to that he was really chummy with this one girl in high school. Then, he was very evasive, when, you would ask questions about, the connection and so forth. But then it eventually came out, he was dating this girl. So like I said, we had like a steady relationship. And I was like, okay, great. So of course that hurt me. I was devastated. So it was close to around the Christmas season. And, we would normally exchange gifts and so forth. So I said, you know what? I'm going to be the bigger person. I had started the shopping, but let's say I bought a pair of pants, but I hadn't bought like a shirt that was going to match or whatever. I went ahead, I completed the rest of the shopping. I dropped it off at his house. And it wasn't like I dropped it off with the purpose of, I hope this will make you want to take me back. No. And then that was another thing I had a problem with. I was very prideful, and I, later in life realized that, that's like for all of you believers out there, that's a sin. I had to like let go of my pride. I was like, you know what? I'm just doing it because I had already, started shopping. So here you go. Merry Christmas. But literally for 6 months, I was jacked up. I was jacked up. Like literally what I would do is go to school, come home, do my homework, eat, shower, repeat all over again. I just really stayed in my room and just like, I was sad. I cried, but 6 months I got myself together to the point where, I would see him. And because at first, you're mad, especially depending on what the source of the hurt is. You're like, you know what? I don't even want to speak. I was like, no, I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to say hello, good morning or whatever, but I'm not going to entertain like conversation in depth, just basically, hello. So anyway, I want to say like maybe 4 to 6 weeks, like after Christmas or whatever, there was a neighbor that was a good friend of mine that I would hang out at her house a lot, and he knew that. So one day her doorbell rang, and she came back with a wrapped gift. She goes, "Oh, there's a gift from you," and it was from my ex. And I was like, "A gift from me?" And she goes, yeah. So I opened it up, and he had purchased, back then it was one of my favorite colognes, Coco Chanel cologne. I was like, he bought me some cologne. So I was like, I don't want it, I'm, I'm, uh, I'm still, it's still sort of fresh, you know what I mean? Because it's only been like, what, 4 to 6 weeks after it happened. I was like, I don't want it. And then she's like, well, if you don't want it, I want it. I was like, no, I'll take it, because back then it was sort of like a pricey cologne. I'm not sure how much it is now. But anyway, he went ahead to do that. And then he, I guess later, whatever situation he had with the other person didn't work out. And, he exercised, wanting to, I was like, you know what, dude, no, I'll say hello to you, or how are you, how's your family? Because I knew your family. But I was like, that it really hurt me, and I have to protect my own mental health. I was like, so I'm just not there to go there with you right now. So no, so just go ahead and do whatever you're doing, and, leave it there. And then the next example I can think of is the first death that really affected me. My great grandmother passed away when I was 12. I took that really, really bad. I mean, I was having nightmares that her casket was on, the either side of my bed. It took me a while to like deal with death. And then I started to realize, I was like, a lot of the stuff that we go through with like hurt, it's a mind shift thing. You know what I mean? So I had to I had to think about her and what she meant to me. So she was caring, she was nurturing, she was great to talk to. None of that was scary. So I was like, why? Like, why are you scared? If she was here, it was just the presence of thinking about the corpse that scared me. So anyway, after replacing all of those bad feelings with why I was happy when they were there, helped me a lot. And that's with like any hurtful situation, like even the situation with my ex. I was like, okay, why was I with him initially? You know what I mean? I liked the way it felt when we hung out, when we tried new restaurants together, games that we played, whatever. So then I had to say, okay, that was, what made me happy. And then identifying what made me sad. And then that mind shift is saying, hey, the things that happened that were happy far outweighed, what made me sad. But at the end of the day, this is where we're at right now. So yes, those three things would be like your core, I would say, foundational steps to process any hurt that you're going through. One, recognizing, like I said, what it is. And then two, accepting that you're not okay. You feel crappy, and three, that whole navigation and processing, how you're going to get better, how you're going to get on the other side of this hurt. And, sometimes that is just staying away from the stressor or what caused you, the hurt in the first place. Sometimes it's just not good for you, but you always want to do it in a healthy manner. You don't want to have like toxic, types of, and, it's okay to tell the person, hey, you know what? I have to protect my own mental health, but, let it be known, don't, have it where, someone's wondering like, I wonder what's going on with them. No, I'm going to let you know exactly what's going on. And I have to take these steps, for me to be good. So at the end of the day, you are responsible for your own mental health. You are responsible for your own self-care and feeling good. That's no one else's responsibility but yours. So I hope this video has resonated with someone, and I hope it's caused someone to think about, one, recognizing or identifying what their pain is, two, going ahead and accepting what it is, and three, going through that navigation process of how to feel better. Like I said, a lot of it is mindset and shifting it. It's a lot of hard work. It sounds easier than it is. It's a lot of work saying, I need to replace this with that, I had this debate, then I'll leave off on this. I don't want this to get too lengthy. I had this debate back in high school, like during, I want to say a debate class about choosing happiness. And still to this day, to me, happiness is a choice. That is something that we choose to do. Think about it. When you are sad, you're just thinking about everything that's weighing you down. No, shift that. Even like the death example that I gave you. It's sad that your loved one or, it's not there, your pet or whatever, but think about shifting your mindset to times that made you smile with that sad person or that sad pet. And then you have to keep doing that over and over again until you feel better. So it's okay to allow yourself to feel your feelings, but you want to get to the other side. So you're going to have to replace those sad feelings with happy ones. And it's going to be a constant battle, but you can do it. It's a lot of hard work. That's why our brain is the most sophisticated organ that we have, even though the brain, the mind, it's closely related, but you get what I'm saying. It's the most sophisticated organ that we have because it controls so much, emotions, our neurological, facilitation of how we go about things. So anyway, if this video is something that resonated with you, you had like a recent situation or something in the past that hurt you and you're still not over it, you have some unresolved pain, I hope this has given you something to think about where you can go ahead and pinpoint those 3 steps to go ahead and try to feel better, or maybe something that's new that you're like, hey, let me try this to see if it works. But if it's something that resonated with you, please go ahead and like the video. If you would like to see more content related to self-care, self-love, and shifting your mindset overall to be the best version of you, please subscribe to the channel. It's a brand new channel. YouTube can be a little bit challenging at times, but I'm going to be dedicated to making sure that I get the messaging out there. There's someone that it applies to, not all people, but I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Take care and be well.